All right, we're going to go ahead and continue on with section 2-3. This is solving multi-step equations. This gets into when we have distributive properties. So I'm always going to split my equation so I can see both sides more clearly. I'm going to use the distributive property first here. So I would have 4x plus 16 plus 2x equals 52. Once you've distributed, combine like terms. I have a 4x plus a 2x giving me 6x plus 16 equals 52. Subtract 16 from both sides to get the numbers all on the same side. 6x equals 36. That didn't seem right to me. And divide both sides by 6, and you get x equals 6. All right. All right, as I was solving this problem, I realized that the book made an error. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to a positive 4 because that was the error that I was finding. So I'm going to go ahead and split this into two sides. I'm going to distribute here with my 8. I would get 16x plus 24x plus 16 equals 4x plus 124. When I do that, I'm going to combine like terms to get 40x plus 16 equals 4x plus 124. I changed this to a positive because when I solved it, it was going to give me a repeating decimal, and I think that it was a mistake from the book. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides, and that's going to give me 36x plus 16 equals 124. Then we're going to move this 16 by subtracting it from both sides. And when I do that, I get 36x equals 108. And then we're going to divide by 36 to both sides, isolating that variable, and I get x equals 3. Okay, moving on to number 3. Justin bought a calculator and a binder that were both 15% off the original price. The original price of the binder was $6.20. Justin spent a total of $107.27. What was the original price of the calculator? Okay, so a couple key pieces of information here. The total was $107.27. So what that tells me is that something is going to equal 107.27. We're also looking for the original price, so I know that my variable x is going to stand for my original price of my calculator. Okay. I bought a calculator and a binder. They're both 15% off. Since they're 15% off, again, I'm comparing the 15% to my 100%. 15% off of the total price, which is 100%, means that I'm really spending 85% of what the price was. To write 85% as a decimal, I'm going to write it as 0.85, and I'm going to multiply that to both my calculator price, which is the x, plus the price of my binder, which was $6.20. So these are the original prices. We're multiplying them by 85%, and those are going to add up to get our total price that we spent, which was 107.27. To solve this, we're going to distribute. I'm going to get 0.85x plus, you get my calculator, I have 620 times 0.85, which gives me $5.27 equals 107.27, or $107.27. I'm going to subtract $5.27 from both sides. And when I do that, I get 85.85 or 85 hundredths x equals 102. Last step, divide both sides by 0.85 or 85 hundredths. And I get x equals 102 divided by 85 hundredths, 120. So that tells me that the original price I paid was 120. The original price of the calculator was 120. So the original price of the calculator was $120. Okay, whenever you have a word problem, make sure to answer it in a sentence. Okay, moving on to the last section, which is 2-4, equations with no solutions or infinitely many solutions. You're going to solve them the same way. Just when you get to your answer, you're either going to be left with a number equal to itself or a number equal to another number, which means no solutions. So to do that, we're going to do these 4 problems here. So for this first one, I'm going to start by combining like terms. On this side, I can combine these two numbers together, so I would get 13.5. And on this side, 5x minus 4x gives me 1x, or just x, minus 13.5. Oops. I said 13.5 and I wrote 13.15. 13.5. Okay, next step, get all the variables to the same side. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. When I do that, notice that these cancel out and these cancel out. When that happens, you're left with a 13.5 equals a negative 13.5. Since positive 13.5 will never equal negative 13.5, this is a no solutions problem. All right, for number 2, we have 4 times 1/2 x plus 3 equals 3x plus 12 minus x. So I'm going to distribute here. 4 times 1/2. 4 times 1/2 is 2x plus 4 times 3 is 12. I'm going to combine like terms on this side. 3x minus x is going to give me 2x plus 12. I can already tell here that they're the same, but I want you to take it to where you are subtracting the variables from both sides, getting the variables to the same side. When that happens, these are going to cancel out, and I'm going to get 12 equals 12. 12 will always equal 12, so this is an infinitely many solutions problem, meaning that any number I can plug in for x and it'll give me the same answer. Okay, number 3, we're going to start by using the distributive property. Here I'm going to distribute my 2 into all of these. I would get 12x plus 18 minus 6x equals 5x plus 21. 12x minus 6x is 6x plus 18 equals 5x plus 21. Subtract my 5x to both sides, get the variables on the same side of my equation, and I get x plus 18 equals 21. Last step, subtract from 18 from both sides, and I would get x equals 3. Since there is one solution for this problem, and it wants to know how many solutions these problems have, this is a one solution problem. And the last problem for today is this word problem. So the weight of Abe's dog can be found using the expression 2 times the quantity x plus 3, where x is the number of weeks. The weight of Karen's dog can be found using the expression 3x plus 1, 3 times the quantity of x plus 1, where x is the number of weeks. Will the dogs ever be the same weight? So to figure that out, we need to set them equal to each other to see if they'll ever be the same weight. So I'm going to take 2 times x plus 3 and set it equal to 3 times x plus 1 and see if they'll ever equal each other. As always, distribute 2x plus 6, 3x plus 3. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I always like to subtract the smaller value, but if you subtracted the 3x from the other side, that would have worked just fine. I would get x plus 3, subtract 3 from both sides, and I get 3x equals 3. Okay, so what this means is that at 3 weeks, they will have the same weight. If for some reason we got a like a 3 equals 3 here, and it's infinitely many solutions, that would mean that they would always have the same weight. But since we have a specific value here, we are going to use that as the number of weeks. Remember up here it says x is the number of weeks. So at 3 weeks, the dogs will be the same weight. Okay, and that's all the questions for 2-1 through 2-4. Again, hopefully this helped you out as you're studying for your test Wednesday, and I will have another video posted with the next lessons. Thank you.